So welcome to the 97th monthly calendar for August 2017. Okay, so yes, we are recording this on the 4th of the month, but it probably won't come out until like the end of the month, if not early September, and I got to apologize for that, but there's very bad internet where I am, and you know, I haven't even done my last calendar because of it, and so, you know, and I don't want to release this one before that one, so, the last calendar is done. I'm just letting you know July is complete, but you'll probably already know that by the time this is up, but yeah, it's just very, very delayed, and I'm here to apologize. And I'm still with my family, so here is my brother.
No, what about me?
Yeah, well, tell them your name if you give out that information, which you probably don't. Okay, but yeah.
All I can say is these people probably don't like me if they watch these videos.
Why don't they like you? So yeah, we might as well just go straight to the calendar, which this month's theme is The Lord of the Rings, the two towers, because I like to put the 2 in it. And so this calendar, you know, is about the Lord of the Rings. And yeah, this is the second time I've done Lord of the Rings. Last time I did it was like the months I caught up with monthly calendars, which was the first Lord of the Rings. And then before that, I did 3 Hobbit calendars. As they were coming out, but Lord of the Rings is later, so, you know, I have up to the second Lord of the Rings in Middle-earth chronologically. That's been released. Okay, so this calendar was sort of meant to reflect... Oh wait, we should talk about Lord of the Rings 2 first. So, the first time we watched the second Lord of the Rings, well, you know, as you may have known from my first Lord of the Rings calendar, we watched the first Lord of the Rings with our dad before Mom got custody of us, and so when we did that, unfortunately, he showed us Lord of the Rings, and we were way too young, so it was the scariest movie on the planet. And that friendly ring that he got in the Hobbit video game, Bilbo got, was really evil, and that just traumatized us. But, you know...
I thought we had fun.
Maybe not, I don't know. But unfortunately, that was sort of scary for us. Yeah, the Hobbit video game was fun, but then Lord of the Rings was nothing like that. So it took us a few more years before we finally, you know, had courage to watch the Lord of the Rings again.
You wanted them to make a Hobbit movie.
I did?
Thought so.
I don't know, but it was it was a few years when we visited our dad in Kansas in 2008 before we saw before we finished the Lord of the Rings series.
I thought it was earlier than that.
No, it was when we visited him for the summer, and we finally thought, unless it was during Christmas break, but I don't see why that would have happened. So yeah, it was a few years, like, before we visited our dad again, and then we finally finished the Lord of the Rings, and so the second one was a few years after, or did? Because I think I remember the Dead Marshes from... I don't know, it's been a long time since we watched this our first time, but I think it was 2008 since we watched this one our first time, and yeah, so it was a few years after the first one.
But that's the same year we watched Colors for the first time.
Yeah. Which also talks about last month's theme, which was, you know, Cars 3. But yeah, this was the first time we watched the second Lord of the Rings, and, you know, we were a little bit older then, so we weren't terrified of it, even though the Dead Marshes...
When was this?
2008. Even though the Dead Marshes were still pretty creepy. But this Lord of the Rings isn't as dark as the first one, I don't think, and I don't know why when I click whole page it decides that it must go to the size of 62 instead of the one it's supposed to be at 74 setting. So, I have to read. do that because I don't know what happened. It just happened. And this computer's hot and it's falling apart, and so yeah. But yeah, so this was the time we watched Lord of the Rings, and so we saw that when we visited our dad for the summer 2008, which I've already said probably multiple times. And yeah.
I don't even know if that's true.
Well, I think it was. And so yeah, we watched it, and it's a pretty interesting movie. I mean, it's probably my least favorite Middle-earth film. Either that or the third Hobbit. But the second Hobbit I think is my favorite, so I can't say the Hobbit's terrible. But it's still a pretty well-made film, you know, by Peter Jackson, who's a director. And yeah, they continue their journey to get to Mordor to throw the ring into a volcano. And yeah, this one focuses more, it has more focus on Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas than Frodo, but as you can see, I decided to put their pictures over here and Frodo and Sam's journey over here. And it turns out that Frodo and Sam's journey, even though shorter, has more interesting picture quality, I think. Because, you know, quite a bit of Aragorn's side of the story is him and Arwen, not Eowyn. And it's sort of boring and gross and stuff. And Frodo is going to the Dead Marshes. And on each of these, I decided to put one picture from Merry and Pippin's journey because, you know, they have a very different journey and everything. So, but it felt, you know, like I needed to put them somewhere because, you know, but they only got 2 pictures, one on each side, sort of to, like, even the burden on them. And yeah. So the design for this calendar was sort of meant to reflect the first Lord of the Rings, but, you know, the different style of the different movie. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of yellow on this case, and, that is why I chose yellow for the background here.
Not that much yellow.
Yeah, it looks more green, they say. I must have.
Not much yellow on the case.
Yeah, but it just seems yellowish to me. And so, I decided to color this a little bit yellow. And the red, actually that was when they first released them. The cases were, more, you know, the actual case. You know how Blue Sky used to do it, where they would have their cases actually colored, not just a black case and then the picture on the case, or whatever. They would actually have, like, yellow or orange. No. Orange for Horton Hear the Who, and we're talking about the color of the case. And red was the color of the side of the case for Lord of the Rings.
Why are we talking about some other movie?
Because we are explaining how the cases are colored. You know how, like, Xbox cases are colored green and, you know, and Wii cases are white usually. Sometimes red. Well, Lord of the Rings was a special red, and so that is where I got the inspiration for red, because apparently they thought red was a very second Lord of the Ringsy color.
Wait, red was on the case?
The
case was red?
Yeah. It was a sort of red. Well, maybe not the copy we have, because they decided to be lame. So yeah, that's where I got the color red. It felt sort of natural, for that. Also, the ring, like, you know, the first Lord of the Rings, I had to do the ring. I mean, it's really cool. I used the same ring, but I was getting all these comments, mostly from my siblings, probably none online, because nobody views these videos, that the ring just looks super stretched in here. And that's actually true. This ring is stretched. And why is it stretched, you may ask? Well, it's because, you know, I wanted it to fit. You know. I don't know what Mom's talking about. Huh? Okay, never.
They color the case?
No, that's one of the greener case, I guess. Or a sage color.
How do you know they color
Because they're Dad's copies.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Nah, not really. I actually think they're nicely colored. But yeah, I used the ring here, but I wanted it to encompass the picture or whatever, surround it. When we visited Dad in 2008.
You remember this?
Yes. And, yeah. So what happened is that the cases, the ring was sort of supposed to surround this, but to them it sort of looks stretched and ugly, and I guess that's true, but I was trying my best to make it a very nice, how the ring surrounded it. But this time I decided I'll just rotate the ring, and I rotated it in a way so it, like, sort of, I rotated it a random way, and it just works. Yeah, that was August.
Seems like it was earlier in the year.
Oh, that's cool, because that seems like longer than a year ago then. Yep, and so, yeah, I decided to have this one surrounded by the ring, but I wouldn't stretch it, I would just rotate it. And it sort of works with the moon, because it sort of is like, lines up with the moon, in a way, in the picture. And it's on the side. I didn't, think this through before, but it's on the side so it doesn't cover the castles, and it basically shows the whole picture.
What castle?
Or the towers, not the castle. Isengard. So yeah. This text font is the text fonts are also the same as the first Lord of the Rings, except, this time I decided... Yeah, it seems bigger because this one's lower down. This one, this picture goes all the way down. Well, this one, to fit with the ring, has to be, partway above, so, the August doesn't have as much room. And, I think the pictures are about the same size, though. But this one actually has a shadow behind it, and I used sort of a shadow theme for all the pictures that I used for the first one. But the thing was, in this calendar, the pictures on the left are pointing up. This one, the pictures on the right are pointing down. This one has the pictures on the left pointing down, and the pictures on the right pointing up.
Where did you get the ring?
I got it online, when I go to insert, and then I go to online pictures. I don't know, but there's no internet here, as you will see. We have to go to the backyard. And the deck railing. Not now. Okay, so might as well talk about pictures. Since I've spent too much time talking, probably. Okay. So here is a...
words on the poster.
Yep, I like that when that happens, because it shows who the actors are and everything. But this is a poster. It's also the DVD case, but it's an interesting poster that shows main characters. I don't know if the moon ever looks like that. And it shows Gollum, who looks like he's darker skinned than he is in the movie, but he was going to be darker skinned in the first movie, but then I guess they changed it up. But yeah, maybe they changed it up after they made the poster, and that's why he looks like that. I don't know. I really don't know, because they didn't have that much time to change it up, right?
Why isn't the eye in the tower?
I don't know. That's how the poster came. And so yeah, this is a poster. And it talks about Frodo, Sam's, Aragorn's, Gandalf, Arwen, Eowyn, Saruman's, Legolas, Gimli, and Gollum's journey. And the army. I'm drinking water.
Oh no.
I wonder if these... Well, I hope these are the same words that appear on the ring in the background. So yeah, this is a poster. It has a moon in the background and 2 towers. And the ring is not covering those. And yes, I did the same thing I did with the rings last time. I just cropped them and and layered them. Should have done that with a picture, but I think when I did that on Doctor Strange, it ended up weird. Okay, so on this side is Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas's journey, and some of Gandalf's. Okay, let's see. Zoom into this picture even more. They are entering Rohan, and they're taking the hobbits to Isengard. This is the Rohan landscape as they enter the country. These rocks must be a famous landmark, but it's probably just New Zealand. Looking very nice. Or very whatever they call it. And then here is in Fangor Forest, right? Is that the name of it? Where Merry and Pippin are picked up by Mr. Ents, Treebeard. Yeah, so they're picked up by Treebeard, and he's carrying them. I actually didn't have room to fit all the pictures, and that is why this one's covered by the ring. It's only partially covered by the ring. I thought it would look better if it was fully, like, the whole corner over here, but there's a tiny bit above it, so that's sad. But this, well, I actually put the pictures in chronological order for the most part, more or less. Here, I was actually going to use another picture of, all of them riding into Rohan, but this picture just seems so much more interesting. Yeah, the flag's floating away, which is some Peter Jackson cinematography, probably, which is why this film was nominated, probably, because it was well done, probably, with the flag floating away and everything. I don't know. But yeah, I wanted the mountains in the background. The mountains aren't as pronounced here, but it's sort of fits. The other one just seemed to, like, not go well with the calendar. I think it also, like, didn't look well with this one. So I decided to switch this one. I wanted to show Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas, but then, because I felt it would be unfair to show them less. But it was like, I have to do the better looking picture right now, even if that means showing Eowyn, who a lot of people probably know about Eowyn, but And then here is Gandalf attacking, I should remember his name. Maybe it's King Theoden. Yeah, King Theoden. Attacking him in the chair to try to get Saruman out of him. And Gandalf the White has finally revealed himself as Gandalf the White. He's taking that guy out like poison from a wound. Yeah, that's pretty dramatic. And then here is Aragorn fighting on the bridge in the Battle of Helm's Deep. And he's, he just threw Gimli because it was a long way, but he's not going to tell the elf, I guess. Who, if you realize, Gimli doesn't ever say Legolas's name in that scene. I don't know if he ever says it, but he says the elf. Like, maybe the name is below him or something. I don't know. But yeah, he's fighting, and Aragorn is just fighting Orc, or Orkai, or whatever. And now here is after the Battle of Helm's Deep, which that was pretty abrupt. But Gandalf, Theoden, Legolas, who have Gimli, I think, in the back, and Aragorn, and some other guy who I don't know his name, are looking out at the battle for Middle-earth that's about to begin, as Gandalf says. Okay, so we gotta go back up. See, doesn't that look yellow to you?
What?
That. Right here.
Greenish yellow.
Oh, great. Maybe I have a problem. I'm not colorblind, though.
Oh, you know.
Well, because there's too many colors out there to be colorblind, right? And I can tell the difference between green and red. And here is Gollum talking to Sam and Frodo about the Dead Marshes. And,
In the woods.
Yeah. And, well, no, it's in the Dead Marshes. But, they're following, they say don't follow the lights, because the lights are like a soul that's gone. And, Frodo doesn't listen, so It's a pretty creepy picture. And Frodo falls into the water. And he's almost taken by these ghosty creatures, which is the nightmarish scene from that movie. Yeah, because I almost feel like I've seen this part of the second Lord of the Rings before, but I'm not sure. I don't know. The Lord of the Rings is interesting. And then here... No, I don't know if I saw that before 2008. It seems like we should have, but I'm not sure. Here's them looking upon the Black Gate.
Again?
The Black Gate is about to be open, and orcs are about to go in, and Frodo and Sam are about to go in, but Gollum gives them a warning. And then here is another picture. This picture probably... I don't know if it's... Yeah, this is Isengard, and Saruman is looking out as they release the river into the sea. And, they break it, and so all the water comes pouring down into Isengard, and it leaves a pretty big mess. Destroying bad guys, I think, or putting it into the orc, whatever, in Isengard, and the battle is won. There's a little bit of a... I wonder if these pictures are even, because, it just looks slightly off, or maybe it's just because it's a copy, I don't know. But there's just a slight problem when you look close up at the ring and see the seams, because the seams aren't seamless. Here is Frodo giving his offering to the bad guy, the Witch King of Emyn. Right?
Sure that's who it is.
I think it is. He's the one who stabbed Frodo, I think, and Frodo's just offering the ring, because he's totally lost it. And then they leave there safely. Osgiliath and Gollum decides to lead them off so he can feed them to the spider in the next movie. Because, Gollum lost it again because he thought that Master was his friend, but Master betrayed him by turning him into Faramir. Not meaning to, he just wanted to save Gollum's life, and poor Gollum misunderstood it, and now everybody hates each other again. It's depressing. And now, last month's theme, we might as well admit, Cars 3 is last month's theme. And so Cars 3... Yeah, but still. Like I said, this calendar hasn't been released yet. Which is very, very sad because... it hasn't been by the time we record this. By the time we release this, it will be released. And yes, I assure you, it is done. But, I don't want to feel like opening it right now. But it's like, we've just been delayed because of bad internet. It has nothing to do with, me not doing it. And that's a picture, but it's not the one with his animation in it. And then here on the 1st is Gruffy's birthday. Gruffy Jr. have birthday. And we forgot all about it because Gruffy is a stuffed animal, and unfortunately you forget all about stuffed animals' birthdays. Nope, I'm not skipping. What? Oh, Kurt 16 got a new cello, the day before yesterday, because, it was time to turn his renting one in and use it for credit to get his own cello, which has fees, on it, but, they're gonna be paid off, I think, in 3 years. So yeah, 3 whole years, and he has a new cello, which he can use, in video, right?
Couldn't use the old one in video?
Yeah, but this one's your very own, and you believe it has a nicer sound. I'm probably, I can't hear sounds as well. I can't tell the difference between all sounds. I guess there's less of a contrast for me in sounds. But yeah, it sounds pretty nice, and it has a nice color. And so yeah. And the 4th is The Dark Tower and Cedars. This is a sequel to Stephen King's books. I haven't read any Stephen King's, but I don't know. I just looked at the rating, and I just looked at the rating and figured that it wasn't a bad movie, it didn't look like. So, yeah, I might as well watch it when it comes to DVD, but I haven't read any of the books, so that's going to be a problem. But it has, like, upside-down buildings on the poster, that's how I heard of it. But it's a short movie also, and that's sort of depressing, so I wouldn't see that in theaters anyway. But I don't know much about it, so I probably wouldn't either. So that's in theaters today, I presume. And then here, on the 8th, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4 movie is on DVD.
Oh, it's Friday, that means it's big party.
Yeah, maybe we'll watch Narnia tonight.
Probably not.
Okay, so Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4 is on DVD. The movie. Has a different actor, as I've probably mentioned in a previous calendar.
We need to do K-Man.
Yeah, we're almost done with K-Man 4. And yeah. And then this movie is in theaters. Next week. Are you excited? Are you gonna go see it? It's the sequel to this weird film that came out in like 2014. And yeah, it's about squirrels and everything. And this time they want to stop an amusement park from being built or whatever in the park or whatever.
Again?
I think it's Central Park though, but it's pretty much of a cliche probably. Yeah, it is. And then here on the 14th, the State Fair. Here is where the amusement park is really built there. And I think that's the day I go swimming, but I'm not sure. And now Mandy times TA training. A TA is a teacher's assistant. And she is going to be training for a teacher's assistant. And yes, this is somebody we know. But, you know. And a teacher's assistant she may be. And she's going to help in English. And yeah, even though, you know, she's younger than most of the students, or a lot of the students coming in.
But the State Fair isn't really an amusement park.
Yeah, but it's in the parking lot of Metro Park. Yeah. That's right. And The Case for Christ is on DVD. It's a Christian film that actually got good reviews. That's a miracle. Sometimes. And so, here we go, the 19th. And she started her TA training, and now she's going to start college. And that's the same day as a solar eclipse, which I hear we might go blind during. Hopefully we don't, because that's scary. And then, you know, this is going to be so epic, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 will be on DVD. Are you excited?
Not really.
Are you going to go buy it?
Probably not.
It does have crude humor, so you probably want to watch out. But
And from what were you saying?
What were you saying?
From what I heard, the beginning isn't fun. They're fighting in the background, and that's just an theme.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, I think it was meant to be lighthearted or whatever. And there's a very sad day. Hopefully you can read it, because it's hard to say.
It's on the 21st.
Well, it's actually after midnight, but it's still like... to me, it'll seem more like the 23rd, but... The 23rd is the last day with them.
Again?
Really? And then... Here is Jasper's 10th anniversary the day after I leave. This will be the 10th year we've had Jasper the Jaboinky! And yeah, we'll have had him for 10 years, and he's a good man.
Yes.
Well, that's what we call him. He's a good cat.
We shouldn't get into this right now.
Yeah, and I put a holiday mark. Yeah, we should get into it, because he's a good cat.
If he
And then-
was a man, he wouldn't stay... Well, he wouldn't stay out of jail too long.
That's because he was never trained as a human. But yeah, let's just say that my college starts, good thing, only the weekend after I get back to LA, or else I'll be in eternal depression and feel like I just left them just to leave them. But now I'm going to be in college again. Ooh, I should talk about what classes I'm taking. I'm taking Japanese 3. You may know I've taken Japanese and Japanese 2. So now I'm going to take Japanese 3. I'm taking 2 cinema classes, and which I think I'm going to be making a video for the class, and not a calendar video, and hopefully they'll be happy if I post it onto YouTube, because that's probably where it's going to end up. On YouTube. And, but you know, it's probably going to be a bigger production than some of the previous ones. It's going to be part of the release. And hopefully, because it's going to be a college production. And, so I start college again, and I'm taking an anthropology class, which is hopefully not scary, because it's about religion, magic, and witchcraft.
It is.
It's a study of, I guess, you know, like, I guess, people's belief systems, I guess, probably. And, you know.
Paper building is collapsing.
Yeah, the paper castle. And that wasn't even my fault, I hope, except for maybe turning on the fan. And that has nothing to do with my college start. I probably should be taking a math class, but it feels wasteful, since if they took my ACT scores, I'd be past it, and to transfer, that's not even a class I need to transfer, so I would feel wasteful taking it. But I need that one as a prerequisite to another, or I'll have to take my placement test again, and I only have one chance every year, and if I don't pass it, then I'm in big trouble. I might not be able to continue with college, but it's a risk I have to take. And so that concludes the month of August 2017. Now it's about to reveal next month's theme. And my brother, like usual, doesn't know what it is. But he's gonna make a guess.
Whatever you want it to be.
That's not a guess.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, maybe.
Do you have any other guesses? Give a few.
Just say it's random so I don't look too bad.
Oh, but people need to see you guessing.
I should
make a few guesses.
Guessing video.
Huh?
We should make a guessing video.
Yeah, you should make a few guesses on what next month's theme is and have it done.
Why me?
Because you think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
I don't know.
Any other guesses?
Before that's good.
Think, what have I been hinting at for a while?
Whatever you want.
Next month's theme is going to be The Land Before Time.
Oh, you've been guessing.
Mom, it's okay. Yep, it is, Mom. Okay, so next month's theme is gonna be Land Before Time, and nobody's very happy about it except for me. But yeah, so see you next month in September, which is probably when this video and Cars 3 video is gonna be released, or the end of the month.
After all, you already left.
Yep, and
Be getting over it by then.
August 2017 has been concluded. Thanks for watching, and come back next month for Land Before Time. Bye.
Once was light, now darkness falls. Where once was love, love is no more. Don't say goodbye. try. These tears we cry are falling rain for all the lies you told us, the hurt, the blame, and we will wait to be so alone. We are lost, we can never go home. So in the end, I'll be what I will be. No loyal friend was ever there for me. Now we say goodbye. We say you didn't try. These tears you cry have come too late. Take back the lies, the hurt, the blame, and you will weep when you face the end alone. You are lost, you can never go home. You are lost, you can never